Let me just start this off the right way. I enjoyed the AC franchise, and I respect the fan base. However, for the life of me, I cannot play an Assassin's Creed game for more than an hour at a time. My brain is turning into mush. The mundaneness of going from A to B, listening to the most generic dialogue. As consumers, we deserve better. Let's compare to an ancient classic, Half-Life 2.
Look who I found in the airlock.
Gordon Freeman. Let me get a look at you, man. My God, you haven't changed one iota. How do you do it?
You see how that dialogue still holds up? Enthusiasm. I'm not asking for much, Ubi. Do you think this guy's enthusiastic?
It is only natural that I surpass you soon. No, not now.
Oh my God. These are supposed to be professionals, and it doesn't feel as if they're immersed in the environment they're supposed to be. It's like they're just reading from the script, and it seems to be cool for some because there is this huge fan base of players who love the latest Assassin's Creed games, and I can understand why. I think most of us can understand why, because they look pretty, and that's the target audience Ubisoft are looking for. Buy it because it looks good, uninstall it 2 days later, and jump on board the next graphical masterpiece. But to Ubisoft's credit, they always create amazing locations, and in turn that offers us new architecture that perhaps is based on the real world. And it's the reason why I still explore the likes of Syndicate, Unity, and even Black Flag. Which, to be honest, once you get past the Pirates of the Caribbean cringe-worthy tropes, it's actually a beautiful game. However, generic as hell, man. All of this beautiful land filled with people and you can't interact with a thing. What's the point? Why go to all this effort? I want to be walking through this village and a kid jumps on my shoulders. His mother tells me, don't mind him, you just remind him of his father. That unravels into a potential subplot, bumping into his father, reuniting the family, watching them move into a new location, etc. There should be like 50 subplots like this scattered throughout the game.
Now I have 3 babies to raise alone.
Now we know that Ubisoft were going in this direction, but they always do it half-heartedly, and they can afford to because they're appeasing to an audience who are willing to lay down $50 on an average game as long as the world looks cinematic and 10 times the size with just as much substance as the last game. Those are the selling points, and it's rinse and repeat when it comes to game structure. Off the bat, you'll get 20 minutes of a subpar Netflix-worthy storyline. I'm a child again. Wow. Then you're kind of forced through an in-game tutorial to learn how to use controls clearly highlighted on the screen the whole game, and a leap of faith will be tied in to validate Assassin's Creed. And for the first hour of gameplay, you'll have a decent time, but after an hour you just get accustomed to the world. It's not like they offer you much more. Once you understand the mechanics and structure of the game, everything else is just filler, especially if they've got a progression system in play. They understand that as long as you see any form of progression, you're going to keep coming back. I've got Assassin's Creed 1 playing in the background, and imperfections aside, it did a lot of things right, especially with the premise of the game being to strategically assassinate people. You see, in Assassin's Creed 1, you don't just navigate through crowds or climb up huge towers by holding the gamepad forward. Instead, you have to press a combination of buttons to navigate through the crowd and avoid disruption. If you're climbing up a tower, there are far too many obstacles to just move forward. You have to think for a second. Okay, so if I can't reach that part up there, maybe I have to go around to the other side of the tower to keep on climbing up. These nuanced mechanics are all healthy distractions, which make you feel invested in the game. They create a real sense of immersion. An Assassin's game that gets this right is Hitman. To this day, it sticks to the foundations, and you know what? It's far more popular now than it was then. It gives you options to have intricate interactions, which can make the path to victory either easy or hard. For example, you could overhear a conversation, decide to check it out, and if you didn't listen to that interaction, your original path would have been 10 times harder. That's what keeps you immersed, the illusion of authentic engagement. When a random NPC conveys that they have family, that's why you should save them, you don't care. You're not going to develop empathy from words, especially when they're narrated with no enthusiasm. And this is why we play these long drawn out games, for the experience, immersion, a sense of purpose, value and accomplishment. Anywho, what do you think? Am I a negative Nancy who should just accept what the gods of Ubisoft have to offer and just zip it? Or do I have a point? What would you personally do to shake up the AC franchise? Guys, check out my Assassin's Creed enhancement trailers, link in the description. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and take a chance. Subscribe. Until next time, peace.